Hello, beautiful seekers. This is Clarity 1129, and welcome back to my channel. I have a pick a card reading for you, and I hope to be posting this on Valentine's Day. All right, I have a shorts video also which I've recorded, and I'll be posting it on a day prior, just so that you can get the messages that you need. Now, this is not going to be a personal one-on-one between you and your person kind of a reading, but this has got to do with something more important than that. This is got to do with your heart. All right, we always look for love and look for fulfilling relationships, but do we really know what we want? We may on the surface of it want everything, and yet, if we are watching another couple, say, and we find something very sweet, or we watch something in a movie and we find that very sweet, but when our own partner does it, sometimes we don't perceive it. Or as you know about the love languages, there are different love languages as well. Now, this is not about love languages, but this is about understanding your heart. All right, so it's a short reading. It's a set of 6 questions we're going to ask to know what is it that you do to make others feel loved and appreciated. How would you like to be loved? All right. And if you're closed off because of whatever past hurt you've had, how will it benefit you if you keep your heart open? And how will it help you if you gently bring your walls down? And how can you show others the way by showing love, by beginning, leading with love? How can you be the example for others? And last but not the least, what we'll check is to see that if you allow love to come into your daily, life, how will that benefit you? What are the changes you're going to see? Now, while I made these piles for you, I also simultaneously shuffled a pile for myself. And can you believe it? For the last question, where will I experience love if I, encourage a steady flow of love on a daily basis? And I got the 9 of Wands. And this is a clear indication from Spirit that my boundaries are still not in place. All right, so this is something that we look into, and we'll see what comes out for each of you. I had originally intended to put hearts for you to choose different hearts from, but I realized I didn't have so many, and I was called to do 5 piles instead of my usual 3 or max 4. All right, so I've used these cards, and I will be incorporating this in the reading. All right, so I think I've got it all out there. Yes, and I have the tarot cards and oracle cards pre-shuffled. I have 1 tarot for each question, and as I told you, there's 6 questions I'll be asking and answering. And I've got 3 oracles plus this one on top, which is 4. All right, for advice or anything else we need to know. So I think I've got everything out of the way now, so I can just introduce you to the piles. So let's begin. We have pile number 1 with the watermelon, and it says, have fun with your inner child. We have pile number 2, which is pink and says, let love in. And if you want to know numbers, pile number 1 has the number 3, pile number 2 has the number 4. Pile number 3 has the number 5, and it is magenta, and it says, connect to your deepest inner knowing. Pile number 4 is rose. It's so beautiful. I love this deck. And it says attract a relationship, and the number 6 could be significant. And last but not the least, we have burgundy, and it says awaken your passion. And here the number is the number 10. All right, take your time with this one. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Exhale. And slowly, lovingly open your eyes, and whichever pile you're drawn to, that is your pile. You may be drawn to more than one, or you may be confused. Now, the way to choose this pile is that, I will be asking the first 2 questions. There are 6, as I told you. But if it doesn't resonate by the second question, then you know that this is not your pile, because the second question is as to how would you like to be loved. All right. And if you feel that it does not correspond with what you really want or what you're looking for, then please choose another pile, which means this pile is not for you. All right. So you can choose another, and you may resonate with more than one, or you may resonate with none at all. This is a general reading. I've kept 5 in the hope that everyone gets something from this reading if they've clicked on it, because usually chances are that if you've stumbled upon a reading, there is something in it for you. All right. So having said enough, let's move into the actual reading. All right. Let me just clear this off, and I hope I don't forget the order. That's 5, 4, and that's 3, and that's 2. All right. I'm sure the cards will come in, but there could be glare, and I'm really sorry for it. Shall I just try this instead? Does this? Oh, this is terrible. No, that's okay. All right. I'm going to pause the video just to change the lighting for a minute. You won't even know. Is this better? I think this should be better. At least there won't be glare. I should have thought about it before the reading so that there wouldn't have been glare on the piles, but well, we'll just roll with it. So, pile number 1. For those of you who've chosen, have fun with your inner child. This is your reading. I'm going to place all the cards before I get into your reading. We'll put this right here. I think I can take help from the selenite wand and give it a lift here like that. And then we have space, courage, and false indigo with immersion and intuition. All right. Now for your tarot cards, we have 4 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, the 9 of Earth, the Hierophant, the 5 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups. Just let me look at it. Yes, everything has come in. Beautiful. I don't think this needs to be there. Yeah. All right. Pile number 1. How do you make others feel loved and appreciated? And you get the 4 of Pentacles. This is earth energy. With the 4 of Pentacles, the gift that you give the people around you, how you make them feel loved and appreciated, is by showing them that they mean something to you, is to give them that attention and give them that importance that makes them feel that, yes, I'm important and there is someone who's attentive to my needs. There's someone who listens when I speak. There's someone who feels I'm important too. And this is a very rare gift. Not very many people can offer it readily, but you, pile number 1, this is the gift you offer. People feel comfortable when they come to you. They feel wanted. They feel needed. They feel that here is someone who likes me for who I am. And here is someone who makes me feel, that I am worth something. So this is such a commendable thing. And this is what you do for others. All right? And how would you most how would you like to be loved the most? And you get the 5 of Swords. So this gives me a very strong indication that many of you who've clicked this pile could be either Aquarians or Geminis, even not so much, not Libra so much, but Aquarius, Gemini, maybe Virgo, and even Scorpio. All right, though this is an air element, 5 of Swords talks about air, and Aquarius and Gemini would be the strongest. But basically, it is that when you are in love with somebody, or if you want to feel energized and charged up. You like to have a healthy discussion with people, to the point of, sparring with people, some sort of sarcasm, a little bit of a banter. You like discussion. And that gets your juices flowing, in every direction. So this is what you really like. You feel that you like to speak, and you like for the other person to listen to what you have to say, and they don't need to disagree. In fact, you like to have it when people have different opinions, because you know that when there is a difference of opinion, there is more to learn. And this is the kind of person you are. So you are, if you talk about the love languages, then you would be the kind of person for whom words are very important. Not just to tell you how good you are and how wonderful you are, but also to listen to what you think and feel. And, you may have opinions of different subjects, and you want the person you're communicating with, the person you're looking for love and companionship from, you want them to reciprocate. You want them to be able to join in the conversation, instead of just dismissing it as, there are other important things, or not right now, that kind of a thing. So this is the way you would like, to have a relationship going, where you feel you're loved because someone cares about the fact that you like to have this healthy discussion going. All right, it's very important. This is a trait for air signs in particular. And why I left Libra out of it is because Libra usually doesn't like to, they like a discussion, they like a healthy discussion, but they don't like it if it's bordering on argument so much. All right, but Aquarians and Geminis could kind of thrive in it. Okay, not that it should be heated or aggressive, but the fact that there is a lot to say, and to be able to prove what they want to say. And the best thing about Aquarians and Gemini is, if you prove them wrong and they accept it, and logically so, wherein they actually see that, yes, that you've got a point there, they actually respect you for it, and they love you all the more for it, because that gives them a different perspective and something to think about, and that's very important to you. Now, how might you, what might you experience if you dealt with a little, an open heart when you meet people? Now, what happens is, as I said, that if you are indeed an Aquarius or a Scorpio, not so much a Virgo and a Gemini, but if you are, you may actually take time to open out to people. You Aquarians, yes, you can be very friendly, but people do see that wall that you made, that you can be friendly, but they can't really step beyond a certain thing, because you have this, you emanate a bit of coldness. It's something that you are warm, you're cordial. So when they go back, this is something that one person has actually spoken to me, and that person happened to be a Cancerian. And this person tells me that, my husband said, let's go and meet you, that is me. And I said, no, I don't want to go there. So my husband asked, why not? Has she said something that you don't like? She says, no, she speaks very nicely and she's really sweet, but no, I don't want to go. And that was an eye-opener for me. And the best part is, she felt comfortable enough to tell me this. But I understand this, because I actually take a lot of time, because it's my personal point of view that, you can keep being large-hearted and say, do come over. But if you don't really mean it, you shouldn't really say, do come over, because if they do come over to your place, there's no escape. Can you run away from your own home? You can't. So I really think about that. Maybe I wasn't so forthcoming, so they felt this wall. But this is what they mean to say that, how can you improve your life, or what changes will you see if you keep your heart open? And you get the 9 of Earth or the 9 of Pentacles. Again, I feel you people are very independent, and you feel that maybe opening your heart will have someone sticking to you, but no. In fact, what comes out with the 9 of Earth is that you can actually work on your independence and on your coin a lot more, because you will just give me a moment. I'll pause the video because I don't think Joey is planning to give up barking right now. think I will. All right. So if you do actually open your heart out to people and allow people in, you'll find that you collaborate better. You find that you actually are given more opportunities. You meet with a lot more people. You get a lot more ideas. So it's really nice to open your heart. If you have these walls around you, you may feel you're being very cordial on the surface of it, but people can get those energies, all right? And they might feel that you are not comfortable with them or you're kind of warding them off. So that will keep you from getting great opportunities, all right? And how can you bring your walls down? So if this is what you need to do and this is what you're going to get by bringing your walls down, how do you go about doing it? And you get the Hierophant. The Hierophant is can be interpreted in many ways. It's about higher learning, all right? It's about tradition. But in this case, what I feel is that when you are on a spiritual path, and chances are, if you've come to a tarot reading, it's already begun. Spirituality always talks about inclusiveness, all right? So when you have learned so much about, the entire universe being one, in the sense that we are born from the same source, we go back to the same source, and it's actually, there's no duality, it's all oneness, all right? So, but it's not easy for us. I mean, we can read a lot about it, but till we understand it from within, which would be enlightenment, which is not something that's happening in a hurry for most of us out here. But knowing that this is the concept behind it all, we can actually slowly and steadily, step by step, rise above whatever the initial bit is. For example, how when there is a particular situation where you have to meet someone and you're not comfortable about it, all right, what you need to do is to just zoom out a bit, see the larger picture, all right, and see, and then look at it. What's the worst thing? What is it that's making you, have your walls around this person? What if you let them in a little bit? All right, so if you've got a huge boundary wall, maybe you can bring it down a little bit so you can at least take a look at the other person's face. And then if you're comfortable and it's harmless conversation, you can bring it down a little more. For this, you need to have a higher understanding, not just of the way things are, but I feel with a lot of learning, I also feel for a lot of you, if you can actually delve into the psychology aspect of it, as to if we are all made of the same thing, and if we are all the result of our experiences and how we have processed these experiences, each of us have a different life behind us, a whole story which the other person is not aware of, but we're all struggling no matter what we show on the outside. When you understand this and you actually understand it from within, that each person's struggle is different and they're not there to somehow make you feel uncomfortable. They're just trying their best. They themselves would be so conscious to interact with you, all right? Because everyone out there is putting up a persona, and that's from where the word personality comes, that we all have a facade, we all have a mask, because we want to be accepted without judgment, all right? And it is only because we haven't had boundaries in the past that we have been hurt, and now we've put up walls. So how can you actually bring down your walls? It is by understanding yourself first, what is important to you, what makes you tick, what upsets you, and knowing yourself completely, you can set those boundaries. And when you set firm boundaries, you can slowly bring down the wall, because you also understand, in understanding yourself, you also understand the other person, in the sense that you know that they have their insecurities too. They have a different cultural setting in which they have been brought up in. Your values and their values may differ. Doesn't mean that they are a bad person or you are a bad person. You are just different. And you will, with this higher understanding, higher learning, you will learn acceptance. And this will help you bring down those walls. In fact, move away those walls, because your boundaries are firmly in place. And you make sure people respect your boundaries as you respect others. So this is beautiful energy. This is a life lesson for everybody, every single human being, for a happy life. And how can you lead by example in showing love for others? And you get the 5 of Cups. So I feel, my dear pile number ones, and this I felt when I got this, and with these walls that you've built around yourself, you have actually very childlike energy. You are those, see, I'm not saying people who are coming to this reading are naive, 18-year-olds who are coming in for the reading. No, you could be a lot older. It does not matter. But you're basically not tarnished, because that is the essence of your soul, which is why you've got these walls around you. Because when you actually go and meet people, you generally trust easily. You show them your true self. You're very authentic. And then you get hurt. And because you've gone through the cycle over and over again, that hurt has become so much that you've put walls around yourself, all right? But your basic essence is still very much there. And in fact, you need to get in touch with your inner child, because this is not something which everyone really has access to very easily. Most people are so closed off when life, with all the life lessons they have, they get very closed off. And to still have this coming, have fun with your inner child. You're being asked to tap into your inner child, because this is who you are. This is this lovely person that you are. All right. And with this card here, as to how you can lead by examples, is that you have taken a lot of hurt. You are someone who really, really feels. All right. And whether, as I said, that I've got vibes of Aquarius, Scorpio, Virgo, and Gemini, it's possible that you don't show outwardly, you show that everything is cool, but you do feel the pain. And you've got a lot of pain that you've taken, you've processed, and you've kept inside of you. You don't show this. But you need to be able to show your vulnerable side to people, because now you have your boundaries in place. And when you do that, and when people know your story, oh my Lord, this person's been through so much, but this person is still, this person still has the courage to move out and let us in and show us their vulnerability. This is going to be a big thing, because you will be inspirational to the people around you. All right. This is going to be beautiful, because there are, you can either sit with your pain and do nothing about it and live a miserable life, or you can hide away the pain and pretend to be okay, but when you are sitting alone, it all comes back and you're still feeling miserable. Or you can channel this energy, work on it, heal yourself, put those boundaries, and then channel it into helping others. And this is what you can do, pile number one. And you'll do a great job of it. Whether you're going to be an influencer on a larger platform, or it's just the people around you. You have the power to help people change. You have the power to help people to show their vulnerable and authentic selves, because you have been through so much. And if you can take that step, you will actually inspire people around you to do the same. And what can you experience if you encourage a steady flow of love in your life, and you can actually put down those walls and actually, have those boundaries in place and let people see your authentic selves. Look at this. Life's going to be a party for you after that, because you're going to have so much fun. You'll meet your soul tribe. You'll attract the right kind of people, because the wrong kind of people will get put off by your boundaries anyway. So you're going to have such a wonderful time, and this life is going to feel so short for you, because you are going to have a whale of a time. Because even when it's not that there won't be adversity, but even if there is, you will have people who stand by you, who will actually root for you no matter what you're doing, and they'll be by your side, because they know that you are someone with so much of courage. You've shown people your real self. Despite of whatever has happened, you have chosen to process these things and then let people in. So this is what's going to come for you. A lot of laughter, a lot of friendships, meeting with your soul tribe, meeting the right kind of people, and living a fulfilling life. So, is this going to happen overnight? Pile number one. Can you just bring your walls down all at once? No. Never pushed yourself into, you need to step out of your comfort zone little by little, little by little. This is Dr. Julie Smith, whom I've quoted even before in one of my videos. I failed to remember, but she actually talks about this being our comfort zone. If over a period of time we've been hurt so much and we have limited our comfort zone to this, and this is where we need to go, but this is the distance between where we are and where we need to reach. To try and go there is going to give you a panic attack. So all you need to do is just go a little bit, and come back. Go a little bit and come back. And when you do that, slowly, slowly, this will become your comfort zone. Then you move a little more. So then this becomes a comfort zone. And finally, you actually reach that. So take baby steps, but slowly get the walls down and you will see how your life changes. All right. But be in touch with your inner child. You have been a beautiful person and you are the closest to get in touch with your inner child. So, if you just work on a bit of healing and putting those boundaries in place, you can actually get back to whom you were. So if you're feeling lost, if you feel that life has changed you, it's hardened you a bit, no, it's not. It's not irreversible. You can get back to being that lovely person because that lovely person is there inside you behind those walls. All right. Now with the space here, yes, again, if there are those now, I have fixated with these 4 signs, but each time I'm taking an example, it doesn't have to be, because not all of us are just ruled by our sun sign. We have a sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, Mars, Venus. So you could have these placements anywhere in your chart. So don't get stuck. If this reading is resonating with you, if what I said in the first 2, how you love people and how you are loved, if this resonates with you and this reading then is meant for you, then you will find that you need space. And when you finally bring down those walls and put your boundaries and things like that, and you have a lot of people coming, there will still be some people who want to have more and more of you, more of your energy, and you may need to actually have some space. You may need to distance yourself from time to time. And just because you've got this fun after such a long time, don't feel that if you say that you need your space, they're going to go away. Because again, if you don't say that you need your space and don't go away to recharge from time to time, you'll again be burnt out, and slowly, slowly you'll find people are stepping on your boundaries again, and you've again getting those walls back up. So this is something you need to guard against. If space is something that you need, then you need to get it. All right. And whatever it is that you need to do, you need a lot of courage to be able to show your vulnerable side to people. It's not easy. For the longest time, we are taught to hide our tears. We are taught to show. People like to be with you in times of happiness. No one wants to see your crying face, is what we've been taught for a long time. Don't show your weakness. But you are taking the courage, I find, inner strength to face fear with confidence. Yes, and you know that you have these fears, and you're courageous enough to tell people, yes, I do have these fears and I'm working on them, and these are things that affect me. This is what I've gone through, but here I am. And the amount of courage it takes to show your authentic, vulnerable self is something else, pile number 1, but you've got it in you. All right. With this card here, immersion and intuition, you have, when you reach the end of what you should know, you will be at the beginning of what you should sense, which is so beautiful. All right, so you find that when you finally, whatever you have learned, all right, in this full journey of learning about your own self and learning about people around you, after some time, it will not be about what you have learned or what you have read or what you have, it will be second nature to you. Your sixth sense will be heightened. You will just know. And this is what is going to happen to you. All right? If you keep your heart open. But first and foremost, you need to know about yourself, learn about yourself, how you would like to be loved. All right? So if this resonated with you, my dear pile number 1s, well, you have a wonderful life waiting for you. All right? And I wish you all the very best for you on this journey so that you can actually bring those walls down, because there's a beautiful world out there which needs you just as much as you need it. All right? So having said that, I wish you all the very best, sending you lots of love and light. Bye-bye. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. For those of you who've chosen the pink card, Let Love In. And the number 4 could be significant to you. It's such a pretty card, and it's so apt for Valentine's Day. Actually, all the cards are, that's why I've chosen them. Here they are. So we put this right here, and I'm going to put out all the cards first before we get into your reading. All right, so you have reflection, growth. I expand my consciousness and my awareness. And you have trumpet gentian, which says power and healing. To get what you love, you first have to be patient with what you have. Wow, that's wonderful. All right, now we'll put down your tarot cards. You have the Lovers. What an opening. The Two of Pentacles. Seven of Fire. Oh, you got two cards here. Seven of Fire and Two of Fire. So we'll put them like this. The Queen of Swords. The Moon. And the Two of Pentacles again. The Two of Wheels or the Two of Pentacles again. Okay, pile number 2. How do you make others feel loved and appreciated? And you get the Lovers. Before we go in, I really want you to take a look at one thing here. You have the Lovers, which is called the Choice card, all right? Because it talks about not just the fact that there are two people in love, but it also gives, traditionally, it's known as the Choice card. You again have got Two of Pentacles here. You have a Two of Pentacles the second time, and you have Two of Wands. It's again a Choice card. So this is a theme, I have a feeling, for you. Anyway, let's see. So how do you make others feel loved and appreciated? And with this Lovers card here, I feel that pile number 2, when you are involved with somebody, whoever it is, you give them your all, whatever relationship it is. You just, there is no, your love can be unconditional, depending on how it is the other person, how you deal with the other person, how important they are to you. That means, I mean to say, you can, if once you invest yourself in a relationship, you give it your all, everything, every single thing. And this is what makes other people, you know, if they are in a relationship with you, and you may have experienced this, it's very difficult for people to leave you and go, because this is something, this kind of loving is something which is very rare, and you don't get it with everybody else. All right, and you have this. You give them unconditional support, unconditional love. You're there for them. All right, this is one. The other message I'm getting with this card is that you, no matter how the person is, all right, one way or the other, you still accept them. You accept both their sides. If you see the dark as well as light attributes, you actually, as I said, you love unconditionally. So you love the entire package. It's not that you love them only when they come clean, and if they are a little shady, then you have nothing to do with them. No. You know, you understand that that is the essence of nature, that you can't be all good. Everyone has a dark side, and you know it. And perhaps you already are comfortable with your own dark side, which is why you're able to accept this in other people. So this is why people are drawn to you, because they feel that they will be accepted without judgment. And this is a very big thing. How would you most like to be loved right now? And I feel pile number 2, and take it only if it resonates, because if this doesn't resonate with you, then this is not your pile. All right. But for most of you who have come here at this time, you're actually trying to figure yourself out, because you know exactly how to love another person, but chances are that you don't really know how you want to be loved. And I feel that for you, it's most important for you to learn to know how to love yourself, because I feel for my pile number twos, people are ready to give you love just because they know how much you can love and how you love. But you don't see it because you don't love yourself enough. And when with this card here, let love in, I feel it is more about you loving yourself first, because there are a lot of people in line waiting to show you their love, but you don't feel it because you don't let it in, because you don't love yourself. And that is why when this says that how do you need to be loved the most, and you get the Two of Pentacles, you're undecided. You don't know it because you don't know what you really need to spend time to understand yourself. You know, in the previous pile also I had said the same thing, that you need to know yourself, but that's a different thing. They knew how they wanted to be loved. In your case, it's a serious, and in that previous pile, it was about self-preservation. You know, in this, it's not that. You actually don't know how you would like to be loved because you have not loved yourself for whatever reason it is. And this is step number one. You need to know what you know, if required, you put it down. Take pen and paper and write it down. If required, go and seek help. There must have been something traumatic. There's something in the past that is holding you back, which is not allowing you to love yourself. And so if someone really asks you this question, how would you like to be loved? You may not have an answer. And my heart goes out to you, pile number two. And with this reflection card here, yes, from this unbalanced energy, you need to come into complete balance by understanding yourself inside out. What is it that makes you tick? What is it that you want? How is it that you're able to know exactly what the other person wants, but you don't know that for yourself? This is something for you to think about. All right? And what might you experience if you opened yourself to others? And look at that. You get the Seven of Fire and the Two of Fire. You will be defensive. Such a beautiful card. This is a unicorn. And this is you. You're so special. You're so wonderful. And everyone wants to come to you when you've got your heart open. But you are defensive. Because you don't know what that feels like. You don't know whether they are coming for you, or you need to be, wary of them. Or even if they're showing you love, you don't see it as that. And with this Two of Fire here, again, you're undecided. You know, when people are showering you love, you still feel that maybe they want something and there's something I can do for them, because you don't see yourself as lovable. And you need to let love in. How are you going to let love in when you don't love yourself? For you, I feel the main thing, if you've come to this reading, is to heal yourself. You're dealing with something, and it may be so long ago in your past, and maybe even in a past lifetime, that it's so embedded. I mean, the hurt is gone deep down in your life. It's really embedded in. You may not even be in touch with it. You don't even know. But you just know this much, that you don't know how to be loved. And no matter how much people love you, maybe in the past you've had relationships that haven't worked out because you've given them your all, but you don't feel it coming back. And it's not that they're not putting an effort. You are not ready to receive because you are not in love with yourself. Let's move forward. this is the same thing. And I have a feeling, though this is just the second pile, I feel this is going to be the same thing in different words for every single pile. This particular thing, which says, how might I gently bring down my walls? And with the Queen of Swords here, you need to speak up. If you don't like something, you need to say it without sugarcoating if required. Sometimes when we sugarcoat so that the other person doesn't feel bad, even if they have a hint at the message, they pretend not to get it and they still do what we don't like. So in your case, you don't have to sugarcoat words. If you don't like what someone is doing, say it. And to say it is to stand up for yourself. And to stand up for yourself is step number 1 in loving yourself. So this is what you're being asked to do. Pile number 2. You can gently bring down your walls when you start voicing how you truly feel and what you truly want. And this is going to actually slowly and steadily take you out of this energy, and in no time, all right, I will not say no time, it will take time, but it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing for you, because you are finally able to tell people what you are thinking. There is going to be congruence as in what you think is what you say is what you do. There is harmony. You don't have to live with disharmony. That you want to say, oh, just stop it, I don't like it, and instead you say, yeah, it's all right, and then you help them to do the same thing which you don't like doing. I mean, that can be so brutal to you. And you have been living with this, doing everything for others, not respecting yourself. And please change that. If you've come to this reading and it's resonating so far, I'm not calling you out to tell, because to some degree, we've all been through these things, all right? But in your case, it's been on for a while. I'm giving you so much of love, and I'm sending you so much of strength so that you can actually do this for yourself. And it doesn't matter. People will not like it. Some people who are used to unconditional love, who have been thinking unconditional love means I can walk all over you, they will not like it. And if they don't like it, they might as well walk away, because then you don't want it either. But there will be others who will be so happy to see you standing up for yourself. And most importantly, you, your inner child, every bit of your being is going to be so happy that you are standing up for the wonderful person that you are. And this is what you need to do to bring those walls down gently. And how can you lead by example in showing love to others? And you get the moon. You are already doing it. Pile number 2. You love unconditionally. For a lot of you here, you may be water signs, all right? And or you could even be, though it says Gemini here, I feel if at all it's fire, I said fire, okay. I feel a Sagittarius energy, all right? You love unconditionally, but you're intuitive. Very intuitive. With the moon, this is how people know that you are a person who loves unconditionally, who shows complete involvement in whichever relationship they are. All right. And this is because intuitively you know what the other person is going through, because you have so much of pain that you have buried inside, and you want, deep down inside, you are just dying to be loved, but you don't know how. And when someone tries to love you, it doesn't seep in. But because this is something that you really want, this is how you love others. Intuitively, you can pick up. And this is how, people may not even have reached out to you, but you know when someone needs a helping hand or a kind word or a pat on the back. You just know, even if the person's a stranger, because you are intuitive. You're an empath. Pisces energy, Cancer energy here. And so you're already doing this. You really don't have to work on how can you, lead by example. You're already leading by example. You just have to apply that example onto yourself, to how to love yourself more. And last but not the least, what you might experience day to day life if you encourage steady flow of love around you. As I was saying earlier, when I did this reading for myself, I got the Nine of Wands. Because if you don't have your boundaries in place, and in your case, if you don't know how to love, despite the fact that you from your side there is a steady outflow of love, and people are sending their love to you as well. I mean, after their needs are met, because I don't think the love that's coming back to you from all quarters is unconditional, but maybe there are a few, but it doesn't seep in. And with the Two of Pentacles here, closing your reading as well, the fact is that till you do the hard work, you're not going to be able to experience fulfilling love. But it's just waiting with all those emotions at the back. It's just waiting to happen, pile number 2. You are such precious people. You're such precious people. You're such kind, compassionate people with a lot of empathy, so sensitive. But you've given this to everyone around you but yourself. All right? Promise me after you see this reading, you'll start working on yourself. Little by little. As I was saying, telling the last pile, and I always say it, baby steps. Start by standing up for yourself. And take it from me, I have never lied to my children, even when they were kids. If I was giving them bitter medicine, I'd say it's bitter. I wouldn't say, no, it's over. There are some times when your parents, you're going for a long drive and children get cranky. And then the parents say, no, we just reach, another 5 minutes. And they'll drag it for another 45 minutes by saying another 5 minutes. I've never done that. I feel that you should just tell it like it is and let people understand. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. If you think when you stand up for yourself, people are going to applaud you for it, maybe 1 or 2 people who are actually loving you unconditionally might, others won't like it. Take it from me. Despite that, stand up for yourself. Because if there was someone out there who needed your help, and if you had to fight the whole world to be on their side, you would. So it's not that you lack courage. It's just that you don't know how to do that for yourself. But that's okay. It's never too late to learn. And if you've stumbled upon this reading, there is a reason for it. You're going to learn that now. All right? So slowly and steadily stand up for yourself. First of all, learn to believe yourself that, all right, if you do this, maybe a lot of people whom you thought were very important to you will leave you. And then it's time for you to reflect. So then, were they really meant to be? Isn't it better that I let them go if they don't like me for who I am? And this is your step number 1 to growth and expansion. Awareness of yourself, your needs, what are important to you. To get what you love, first you have to be patient with what you have. Yes. To be able to receive this love, to change this Two of Pentacles, you need to first understand who you are, love yourself, and heal yourself slowly and steadily. If required, take help. Take professional help. There's nothing wrong in going and meeting a psychologist, a counselor, if you don't have someone you can speak to who can understand you. If you're not comfortable opening out with people, as I said, baby steps. Start off with self-help books. Read it with a positive mindset. And you have so much of love to give and so much of understanding. You're so intuitive. Little by little, just a little bit, use it for yourself. And you'll feel things will change so beautifully. And if you've come to this reading, pile number 2, and you have resonated with it, then this is a sign from the universe that now do not delay this. Now do not give in to fear. Now do not tell yourself it's okay. It's not okay. You need to love yourself. All right? And with that, we come to the end of your reading. Sending you lots of love, lots of light, lots of strength, and a tight hug. And you are going to stand up for yourself. Yes? And we are all in it with you. Bye-bye. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. For those of you who've chosen this magenta card here, the number 5 could be significant. Connect to your deepest inner knowing. Wow. So I'm going to place all your cards here, and then we'll begin your reading. So we put that right here in the center. And then you have isolation. Self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Pansy. Sweet thoughts. Pray you... Okay, this will come to later. We'll leave that at that. And for your tarot, wow. Empress. 7 of Cups. Love. The Artist. 5 of Swords. The Star. What a beautiful spread. All right. Pile number 3. How do you make your others feel loved and appreciated? And you get the Empress. You know, you are so abundant and you are so complete in yourself, because the Empress is the Queen of Queens. She's beautiful to look at. She's got these wonderful physical attributes. She is wealthy. She has it all. Whatever she touches turns into gold. She's extremely creative, very intuitive, so loving. All right? And she's extremely intelligent. So she embodies the traits of all the 4 queens, and she has it all. And this is who you are. So even your mere interaction with somebody where you give them, you know, a second glance and a smile and a kind word, that is enough for people to feel loved and appreciated. Because you have such a high vibe that any kind of interaction with you makes a world of difference to people. You are light for them. You are an inspiration. You know, just imagine if there is a celebrity that you really, really love. And as you're walking down the street, the celebrity comes in front of you and asks you, "How are you doing? You're looking really nice." Just imagine how happy you will be. This is the impact you have on others. This is how you make people feel loved and appreciated. And because you have it all, you are in a place of, you know, you're so comfortable in the skin of yours. It's not something that you're pretending to be. This is who you are. And so you're not insecure. So you openly appreciate people and you genuinely appreciate people, because you've not reached here overnight. You've done your work, and that's how you reached here. So you appreciate everyone who's going through whatever struggle it is in their life. You're on a very high vibe. And so because you do that, and because you genuinely interact with people, and because you've achieved so much, and you are this epitome of everything that everyone wants to be, they feel so loved and appreciated when you give them attention. All right? And how would you like to be loved and appreciated? And you have the 7 of Cups. You like to be spoiled for choices. After all, you're the Empress. You want it all. You want the good, you want the bad, and you want the ugly. You want it all, because you know that life can't be all good all the time. But you know that it's your choice how you will change whatever situation to your benefit. So you just want anything and everything. You just want experience of all kinds. You want people to come to you, and you want to have whatever it is that you want. You'll just get it because you attract it to yourself. And how would you like to be loved and appreciated? In every possible way. Whoever can give whatever they can, whether it be materially, whether it can be a discussion, good, healthy discussion with you, whether it can be a tight hug, physical intimacy, whichever way, whoever wants to love you, if you want it from them in that way, then you just want it. You just attract it and it comes to you. So this is beautiful, beautiful energy. I love this. All right. Now, if you've have resonated with it so far, then this reading is definitely for you. All right. And what will you experience if you open your self to others? You are already open to others. All right. And that is why you have this love, unconditional love, possibly from those who are important to you. People just love you because you are so complete in yourself, and you give them attention, and you appreciate people without, you don't judge anyone because you've been through a lot to reach this place, and you're supremely confident in who you are. You accept yourself, flaws and all. And so people see you like that. And when you give them genuine appreciation, they're so happy. And because you are open to that, your heart is already open, you get a lot of love in return. All right. And since you're not fussy about, I want love only like this, only from you, you are love. And so love just comes in. All right. And how can you bring down your walls to receive? And you get the artist. There are no walls for you, pile number 3. You're the empress. You have your boundaries firmly set in place. You don't need any walls. You don't need to bring down your walls. You are the artist of your life. While you were building yourself up to being the empress, you have worked on your healing, and possibly you continue to do so. You have self-care rituals in place. You have your boundaries in place. You know what you want from life, and you know that you have embodied the feminine energy. And it doesn't matter if you're men or however you identify your gender, it does not matter. The empress energy is, we're talking about energy here. All right. Since you are in this energy, you have decided how you want your life, and you just ask the universe, and the universe gives it to you because you're in such high vibration. You've got such a high vibe. And this is beautiful. So you have no walls because your boundaries are firmly in place, and you give yourself the due. And that is the most beautiful thing. It is because you give yourself love, you give yourself time, you give yourself the care that you need. It is because of that that you become the empress, because you are your biggest cheerleader. And what others can't give you, you give yourself. So you're not needy in any way. And this is how you've become this great inspiration. And you see people struggling. It's not as though you were here overnight or by birth you were an empress. No. So you have made this life for yourself. And you don't have any walls to bring down because your boundaries are firmly in place. And how can you lead by example by showing love to others? And you get the 5 of Swords, which seems like a sort of anti-climax. But the fact is that this 5 of Swords is actually you being able to, when you are in this energy that you are and people are looking up to you, there'll always be 1 or 2 people out there who are at such low vibe. And this is not to condemn anyone, all right? Because we are all at different stages of our spiritual growth. And if there is someone with a low vibe, they look at your light and they actually get upset by it. They might get jealous, and they might be insecure, and they might say something nasty to you. All right? But you are kind to them as well. And this is how you lead by example. Because as it is, whoever you come across, you interact with them, you show genuine fondness. It's not fake. It's not something to increase your popularity. You don't need that. You're the empress. You don't need popularity. You come from your heart space. You genuinely love people. So when people don't like this and they say nasty things to you and say you're a fake and whatever, you still look at them kindly. They might think your smile is condescending, but that's their problem, because that's all that they can think. They're at that stage. And love and light to them as well. Let them be inspired. And deep down, after you pass, I'm sure they are. But others who are watching you interact even to them kindly, they get a lesson to learn from you, which is beautiful. We need more people like you, pile number 3. And how can you experience in your day-to-day life, If you have a steady flow of love around you, what will you experience? What you are already experiencing, my dear Empress. Pile number 3, you are the star. You are the star. All right, you're the Empress. There's 2 major arcana to begin and end your reading. This is who you are. You are unique. You embrace your uniqueness. You know you're not without flaw, but you accept that flaw. That also for you is an advantage. It makes you unique. And so, you show people who you are, the way you are, you interact with them openly, happily. And so there's a steady flow of love in your life, and people actually celebrate your uniqueness, which is possible only if they embrace your flaws as well. And this is exactly what I find. This is the ideal pile, like you say, this is a textbook answer. This is the ideal pile. You are so, and this is not something that has just happened, that you're born with it. We are all born with it. But we lose it along the way because of experiences that we have. And then we learn it the hard way. And you've learned it the hard way, and you've climbed up the ladder right up till here. And now you're not going to let it go. And that is why everyone is so, inspired by you, including the tarot reader that's reading for you. Pile number 3, it's been a pleasure. And now and because you've reached here, and with these 2 cards here, the Empress and the Star, you're also, whatever you have created you've co-created with Spirit, all right? You are extremely intuitive. I told you embody all the 4 queens. You're extremely, extremely intuitive. All right? And you connect with the divine. And it's not as though you've reached here so there are nothing goes wrong in your life. It does. And that's why with the 7 of Cups, I said, you're okay with it. You said, bring it on. We'll manage. We know what to do. All right? And you have, maybe in the past, you've had major self-esteem issues, maybe in the past, but you've overcome them. And maybe when you had these self-esteem issues, when you were really going through the ringer, you have isolated yourself, all right, from everyone. People didn't know that you were there. But when you have emerged the Empress. And so people might think of you as an overnight success, but you're not an overnight success. You have put in the work. You really have. And how? And now you're co-creating with Spirit. With Pansy, sweet thoughts, pray you love, remember. And there are pansies, that's for thoughts. So basically, if everything looks so perfect in your life to the outside eye, they fail to see what you have gone through to rise and reach this place. All right? And more power to you, pile number 3. And the best part is, you are still doing that work, because you never stop doing this work, because life keeps happening to you. Because while you're on this planet, you are here to learn. Your soul is here to learn and grow. If you have learned everything, you will leave your body and go on to to learn the next lesson. So while you're here, you will keep having moments which will try and get you down. But you understand that. And you don't bring your vibe down. You accept your limitations, but you keep at it and you keep healing. And that's what you're doing. So keep up the good work and be an inspiration to those around you. You are the artist. You create your own life. And I wish you so much power so that the whole world can see you and you can inspire people and, actually increase the vibe, get everyone on a higher level, help in ascension. All right? So that's all I have for you. It's been an honor to read for you, pile number 3. That's all I have for you. Lots of love and light. Pile number 4, welcome to your reading. For those of you who've chosen Rose, the number 6 could be important, and it says attract a relationship. Okay, let's see. I'm going to place all your cards before we dive into your reading. All right, we'll keep it down here. This is so pretty. I love this particular deck, The Secret Language of Color. I mean, I love them all, but for those of you who are in love with color, this is such a lovely deck to have. Comfort. Okay. Very Venus vibes. So you could be, a lot of you coming to this reading could be Librans or Taurians. Trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Iris. Rainbows and messages. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. All right. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, Page of Air, Page of Swords again. There are two of them. And you get two cards here, the Emperor as well as the Knight of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, interesting. Pile number 4. How do you make others feel loved and appreciated? I think for a lot of you here, and as I rightly felt, there's a lot of earth and fire here, and I especially feel Taurus and Libra here. All right. That does not mean that those who are not will click off from this reading. You decide whether this reading is meant for you after you hear what I have to say here and here. All right. But I feel that the majority of you who've come here, you appreciate finer things in life, and you like to reciprocate by, treating the people that you love with the same kind of kindness. For a lot of you, you make others loved and appreciated by the things you do for them. Your love language could be acts of service or gift giving. It could be either. All right? You actually, again, with this Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles here, there could be a lot more earth energy, not just Taurus, could also be Virgo and Capricorn. All right? But you are someone solid, stable, and people can trust you. And with this trust card here, this gives me such very strong Taurus vibes again. All right? I accept that my inner voice will guide me correctly. You are very intuitive naturally, and since trust is a very important thing for you, you are also extremely trustworthy. And this is the gift of love and appreciation that you give others, is that you are there for them when they need you. And it's not just lip service, you're actually there. All right? And how would you like to be loved and appreciated? And you get the Eight of Pentacles. Definitely, you also, the kind of, when we talk about love languages, there are 5, and there are acts of service, and there is physical touch, and there is gift giving, and there is, which are the other 2? One is expression, speaking kind words, and quality time. These are the 5. And for you, it definitely is acts of service. All right. So if someone actually comes and helps you doing the things that you want them to do, or there's certain things that are on your mind which you've not been able to, if someone takes over and does that for you, nothing makes you feel more loved and appreciated. All right? You like to see that there's someone who's actually putting that extra effort in for you, and this makes you so happy, so loved, and so appreciated. So if this is not something you resonate with, please choose another pile, because this is definitely the love language of this pile. All right? All right. Now coming to what you might experience if you opened yourself to others and you get the Page of Air. I feel that, to be honest with you, I feel that you are people who do allow people in. All right? You do open yourself, but the side you show people is the side which is a happy side. You know, you allow people in your in your happy times, and I don't really think you open up when it comes to your deeper emotions, your sorrows, your pain. That you don't show people. All right. And if you did open yourself a little more and allow people in, with this page of air here, I feel that you'd have more opportunities. I don't know how to put this across. Like, for example, you may do a lot of things for others and you appreciate when people do things for you. But there are different kind of people you meet, all right? And if you're attracting a relationship, for example, all this is wonderful, but people have different love languages, right? And people would want to see all of you, not just the side of you that you want to show them. And I feel with this page of air here that people around you, they really try to spy on you and kind of figure out what it is about you. They want to know that extra something, and they don't get to see it from you. You always seem happy. You always seem as though everything is under control. And people can possibly read it in your eyes that maybe you've been through something or you are going through something, but you just laugh it off and you're busy with your work and you're busy helping people and you try and keep it very practical. But you need to open yourself more to be able to get others to open up, themselves. Maybe a lot of people want to come and talk to you. They want to write to you. They want to communicate with you. But they just feel that they can't for some reason. Because though you feel you're open, on one level you're not. All right? Well, to be honest with you, none of us are completely open. We all have certain limits. But I feel that in your case, you're willing to help, you're willing to be there, but when it comes to your sorrow, which again could be a thing which we are all brought up with, don't show your vulnerable side, don't show your weaknesses, no one wants to see that side of you. But in your case, it's also something that's from within. And so people who actually want to come forward and communicate with you, that doesn't happen. So if you actually open your heart out more to others and allow them to see a bit more of you, you'll find a lot more people who are, on the sidelines waiting to come and speak to you. They will actually have the, I would not say courage, but they'll get the encouragement to come and speak to you and give you their ideas and their opinions. And they don't, because they might just feel that you're not interested in them because you just want someone who can help them and, got to do with your practical things. But that's not how you are. You like your comfort. You like finer things in life. But on some level, because you give these vibes, people don't come and talk to you. They want to. And so I feel that if you actually open yourself a little more to others, you will have a lot of people coming and speaking to you, wanting to get to know you better. And how can you bring those balls down gently and you get the Page of Swords again? So it's possible that for you to be able to do that and allow people in, even you need to do a bit of spying yourself to know that these people are trustworthy or not. And that's okay. That's all right. If that is what that makes you comfortable, it's okay. You can. But you need to speak to people too. All right, when they come and speak to you, maybe they come in and they approach you. And if you also speak about your things and give them something more than just that practical kind of vibe, you'll find that people open out to you as well. And I don't feel that there's any lack of boundary. You don't have walls around you. Your boundaries are firmly in place. But it's just that you try and keep things at a very practical level. And maybe at times you need something more than that. All right? And how can you lead by example? By showing love for others. And you get the Emperor and the Knight of Swords. Not the best way to show love for others, but let's just get to it. I'll take a sip of water. The Emperor is Aries and the Knight of Swords is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And actually speaking, though they say the Emperor is Aries, the kind of stoicism that the Emperor comes with usually, look at this guy here, it reminds me very much of Taurus again. All right. And with the Knight of Swords, of course, Libra. But the Knight of Swords is actually, I would not associated with Libra so much as I would with Aquarius and Gemini, because the Knight of Swords is someone who comes rushing in with their truth. Libra is definitely a much more balanced approach. All right. But in this case, how you can lead your by example, in showing your love for others, is that you have this vibe of being the Emperor in the sense that you will take care of everything. You are extremely responsible people, because you're not, when it comes to practical aspects of it, in fact, you must be the go-to person. If someone wants to organize something, if someone wants to see that things are done, you are the person, because you will do it just right. No one will, be wanting for something if the job is given to you. You are this Emperor. You feel responsible. And if you are in a position of responsibility, you will do everything to the last bit, last detail. You will take care of everything. There is no doubt about that. And this is how you lead by example. But the fact that you tell people that, yes, if I'm invested in you, I am responsible for you. And you can take that responsibility to the ultimate end. That's who you are. All right. And with the Knight of Swords, it's possible that, you even volunteer. If someone's who's going to do this, you're ready to take on the job. All right. And just, yes, we're going to do this and we're going to do this way. You have your ideas, and this is how you lead by example, by showing your love for others in practical matters. This is, you never shirk away from work. Yes, Taurians do get a bad rap that they are lazy and they like, to stop and smell the roses. And what's wrong with that? I think it's commendable that when you have to work, you have staying power. You can work as much as you required, and you put in your all to your work. So if you stop and smell the roses, I think you're complete balance. And this is it. And you are ruled by Venus. So why wouldn't you? So this is beautiful. You lead by example, by volunteering to do things, never being afraid of volunteering if there is work involved, and to show complete responsibility for whatever it is that has been assigned to you, which is beautiful, beautiful energy. Because most relationships of any kind, they fail because people don't take responsibility. They don't take their share of whatever flack or whatever it comes their way. All right. And the fact is that in a relationship between two people, both have equal responsibility, and you are not the kind who will run away from yours. So this is beautiful, and this is what inspires others. All right. And how might you experience day to day in your day-to-day life if you encourage steady flow of love and you get the wheel of fortune? Your life will change for the better. All right. Here you have, Wheel of Fortune is that, as you can see here, it's depicted so beautifully. This is the card of fate. The wheel keeps rotating. It's never static. So one day if you're going through a bad patch, the good times will come. And if you're having a very good time, the bad patch will come. All right. That is the way of life. And you know this. And if there is a steady flow of love, no matter what you're going through, in your good times as well as in your bad times, you will find that people who love you, whom you work with, whom you've allowed into your life, they will always be rock solid in your life, because that's what you offer them. But you need to allow the steady flow. You need to keep it open, that people can come and speak to you. And if there is someone, if people come to you and keep pouring their problems, but they find that you never say anything in return, it obviously makes people uncomfortable that they're sharing their intimate information with you, but you are not. So you need to be a little more vulnerable and allow people to see some more of you. All right. And And last but not the least here, when it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. And I feel this goes beautifully with the Wheel of Fortune. And this is what you do. You know, with these lovely, as I said, Venus vibes that I'm getting, Taurus and Libra vibes here, you are balanced people. And for those of you who actually have this acts of service as your love language, you do a lot for people, you're very responsible. You also need to show in your vulnerable side a little more, and you need to allow people to come and speak to you with an open heart, and that's possible when you do the same. All right, so that's all I have for you, my dear pile number 4. I hope this reading resonated. Yes, I didn't touch upon attract a relationship, but I feel with this number 6 here, people are naturally drawn to you. They may not have the same love language as you, so it is important for you to understand the other person's love language as well, because yes, you are ready to do things for them. Your entire love language, primary may be acts of service, the other may be gift giving. But if you say, for example, you're in a relationship with an air sign, you may need to do a lot of talking. If you're in relationship with a water sign, they may be in need of a lot of physical touch and quality time. So the same thing with a fire sign. There would be a need, to go out and have more fun, spending quality time, doing a lot of exploring and whatever other things there is. So this is something that you need to keep in mind. Apart from that, I think you're pretty good to go. You're a very solid person. Pile number 4s, all of you, extremely solid, balanced in every way. You just need to be a little more vulnerable and let people see your lows as well. May not be all of it, but something at least. All right. So that's all I have for you. And I wish you lots of love and light. Bye-bye. Last but not the least, pile number 5. Welcome to your reading, and you have taken Burgundy. The number 10 or the number 1 could be important. Awaken your passion. Wow. Let's see what comes in. I'm going to lay down your cards and then we'll... You are the only pile that's got 2 oracles from this deck, and you get movement. And you also get success. You get regret. I know I cannot change the past. And you get morning glory, affection, and determination. All right. Now we're going to lay down your tarot cards, and you get the 6 of Wands, the King of Wands, the 5 of Wands, lot of fire energy. No wonder, passion, a lot of fire, success, again with the 6 of Wands, beautiful. 5 of air, not so beautiful. Let's see. Is everything coming in? Yes. The 2 of Cups, beautiful. Oh, you got 2 of these. I didn't pay attention. Okay, yeah, this goes like this. I was wondering why there's so many cards. Okay, the Page of Swords and the Knight of Cups. I love this deck. This deck is so beautiful. Okay, has everything come in? Yes, it has. All right, pile number 5. This looks like an interesting spread. I mean, all of them have. In fact, they've had maybe 1 and 2 may have slightly similar messages, but otherwise they've been very different, I feel. So let's begin. How do you make others feel loved and appreciated? Pile number 5. And I have a feeling that this group has a whole lot of fire signs in it. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. All right. There is a lot of, yes, fire here. Yes, you can see a bit of air and a bit of water, but I feel a lot of fire. This gives me 8 of Wands vibe. This gives me 6 of Wands vibe. This itself, passion, is all Wands. King of Wands, 6 of Wands, 5 of Wands, a lot of Wands here, all right? All right, so how do you make others feel loved and appreciated? and you get the Six of Wands. You make them feel good about themselves. You have to, if someone's a little down and out and they don't feel confident, you can pump them with all the confidence. They have to just spend 10 minutes with you and they feel they can conquer the world. This is a beautiful trait that you have. You make people see the awesomeness in them, and you can make them, you have the gift of the gab, and you have so much of positive energy that when you speak to people and people see you yourself are successful and you're doing well for yourself and you're so confident in yourself that it is actually, what's the word? Infectious. People just by being with you, they just get that, they come into that energy of, oh, wow, I'm the queen. This is very Queen of Wands energy. That's the kind of, vibe that you take along with you. And this is how you make others feel loved and appreciated. They may be feeling like a limp rag for all you know the whole day. I am just so bad. And then they speak to you and suddenly they feel, oh, wow, I can do this. I'm going to go and make sure I'm going to start this venture, or I'm going to do this. You just fill people up with that confidence and enthusiasm. And this is how you make others feel loved and appreciated. You make them love themselves. All right? And this is brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I'd love to meet you. Pile number 5s. And how would you like to be loved and appreciated? And you get the King of Wands. Oh, wow. So this gives me very Leo vibes, though they say Queen of Wands is Leo vibes, and this is Sagittarius and Aries included. So basically how you would like to be loved is that someone else got this. I think the Empress, pile number 3 got this. But the way you love to be loved is that you want to be, the best. You want people to see you as the best. You want it all. Gifts are welcome. Acts of service is welcome. Giving you quality time is welcome. Giving you all that you want is welcome. You are the King of Wands. You're a visionary, and people could not do enough for you. You will accept it all. Let it keep coming. Let people keep showing me love in different ways. I am worthy of love. And this is this beautiful energy. You're so comfortable in who you are. You are ready to receive. And you allow yourself to receive, all right? And you can even go, being the King of Wands, with masculine energy, you can even go and get what you want, all right? But when you want to be loved, you want complete appreciation. You won't like someone who's going to tell you, yeah, this was nice, but you could have done it this way. Criticism, you don't want. That's not a part of your love language at all. You don't want to see things as it is. You just want to be appreciated, glorified maybe. But, well, you have what it takes, so why not? This is exactly what you give people. When you find you're in this great energy, when people are appreciating you and giving you all that you need, you have got such a large heart, a generous heart. You'd give that in return to other people. With the Six of Wands here, as it is, this is how you, love and appreciate people. You fill them with enthusiasm and confidence. So you want nothing less. If you're giving Six of Wands, you are the King of Wands. You want all of that and more, all right? This is lovely energy. I'm in your reading. I'm just feeling so amped up already, all right? Now, how can you what might you experience if you opened yourself a little more? All right, and you have wonderful cards here. 5 of Fire and 5 of Air. So what I see from this is that a part of your confidence and this enigma that you are and the enthusiasm you fill other people with, pile number 5. Oh, wow. Did you notice that? Your pile number 5, 5, 5. So 5, 5, 5 could be significant to you. All right. So there is going to be a lot of change, or maybe and with this movement card here, you are a person who likes constant change. Which is typical of fire energy. You don't like being in the same place, same environment, same thing. No. You want change. You want things to be moving. You like the dynamic, the dynamism. You like that. You don't like just doing the same thing over and over again, which fixed signs would like to do. But even Leos, for that matter, being fixed signs, just by virtue of them being fire, they like movement, they like to go outdoors, they like to go shopping, they like to do it all. So this is the vibe that you have. Now, if you open yourself to others, there is a likelihood that you will get into argument, all right? Because when you're standing right above the others, people dare not speak to you. But when you actually come down a little bit and interact with people, I'm laughing because there are a whole lot of fire signs in my life, and I am an air sign. So while there's a lot of enthusiasm, yes, there can be a lot of arguments as well. And I feel that if you open yourself more to others and people can actually speak to you properly, there could be chances that you do get into kind of spats with people. But it's also some basically why do people, I mean, if people come to you and they can have an argument with you or they can show you some sort of disagreement, it's because they're comfortable with you. All right. So when you open yourself, I think this is the first pile which will not like the fact that, what would happen if they experience, I mean, what would you experience if you opened yourself out to people? But because you will find that a lot of people may not agree with certain things and they might say to you which will not go down too well with you, possible. But it's also a way of saying that sparks can fly this way, With air and fire here, I think that's how, and right under passion. If everyone's forever hailing you, yes, you like that, but still you want an equal relationship. If you are actually able to open yourself out to others and people can be their authentic selves with you, then they might give you an opinion which might differ from yours, which might ruffle a few feathers, but that's good for you. That's what is going to give you growth. All right. And how can you gently bring your walls down? All right. You're sitting here on this pedestal. You're the king of wands. This is how you'd like to be loved. And then you start bringing the, interacting with people a little more and open yourself with people. And you find that, yes, there is a possible of argument and disagreement, which doesn't go down too well with you. But if you have your boundaries in place, first of all, that's not going to happen. You don't have to be above them. You can be with them, but still have your boundaries. Then this will be a healthy banter and not something that you have to run away from or something that displeases you. All right. And if you bring your walls down, chances are that there'll be a lot of balance in your life, pile number 5. The right people will come into your life. People who don't just praise you like sycophants, knowing that makes you happy, but people who genuinely love you for who you are and who can be your equal, all right? And who help you keep your ego in check. It's a possibility. If you're a fire sign, that's a possibility. And it's really nice if someone can keep you grounded while also giving you their cup of love, while getting you into balance. And this comes right under success, all right? So this is going to be really beautiful. If you bring your walls down while keeping your boundaries in place, you will actually see people for who they are, and you will not have people just praising you because you're on a pedestal. And if by chance you just come down a bit from your throne and you'll see their true colors, that won't happen. If you are in touch with everybody and you allow them to approach you, but keep your boundaries in place. And anyway, no one messes up with a fire sign because they will rain fire, right? So that's something you don't need to be worried about. And how can you lead by example in showing love for others? And you get the Page of Swords. You actually take the time out to find out about people. Pile number 5. And this is a beautiful trait which all fire signs have, all right? They actually like to know certain things that people like. They ask about their families, they ask after them, how they're doing. This genuine warmth which fire signs exude, which I feel a lot of my pile number fives are. And this is the way, by finding out something about the people you're interacting with, you actually lead by example, by asking about them, by showing interest in their lives. And this makes people really comfortable, because what happens for most people is, if you're at a workplace or at a party, you just have that superficial conversation about basic things that are happening, but no one really takes time to understand something beyond what they just see, but you do. And you remember these facts, and this makes you extremely, extremely attractive to people. All right, and you lead by example, and you will inspire people to do the same when they interact. Believe me, I see how my mother does interact with people. There are times where I have friends for years, and it's after many years I realize, oh, you have a brother too. This is not something I'm proud of, but usually when I am with one person, my entire attention is on that person, and if they don't readily give information, I never ask. But you should see a Leo in action. They really, really want to know about you, and they want to ask about your background and everything, And they ask in a way wherein you don't feel that they're trying to just get information out. You genuinely want to tell it to them because they look so interested about everything, which is a beautiful trait to have, all right? So this is how you lead by example. Pile number fives. And last but not the least, what will you experience on a day-to-day basis if you encourage a steady flow of love? Well, initially you may have this 5 of air, 5 of fire kind of dynamic, wherein people will actually come and say things to you because they now find you approachable, which may not go well with you, but this is just in the beginning. Look at what's happening. With the Knight of Cups here, people will they'll eat out of your hands because you are genuinely a warm person. And by using your discernment and being authentic to people and keeping your boundaries in place, you can actually sift between who was actually meant for you and who was just, trying to gas you up. And you will actually have people who are around you who genuinely love you, who genuinely have feelings of love and affection. And with this affection and determination, people will actually, the morning glory which blooms for a day differs not at heart from the giant pine that lives for 1,000 years. So basically what they're saying is, whoever it is in your life, maybe for a little time or for a long time, the love that they offer you will be genuine. The affection they have for you will be genuine, because that's how you inspire people. Whether you meet them for some time and you give them so much of enthusiasm about what they are and what they're doing, or it is someone whom you ask after, whom you invest, you spend more time with, whoever it is, whosever life you touch, pile number 5, you change it. You make them more passionate than what they were before. You give them a sort of enthusiasm, confidence, love for themselves. That's so important. That's what you do. You make them feel important as well. All right. And if there are any regrets with this regret card here, which is the only one I haven't, and I feel the only regret in this situation is when you initially, open yourself out to others, you might instantly regret it because you will feel that, oh, I've let myself be seen and now look at people taking pot shots at me. But no, this is the best way of finding out who's authentic and who is not. All right, who always pretend to have your back, but you'll know what they're thinking. So keep that balance going for you, all right? And you are a lovely, majestic lot of people, very generous, and we need more of you on this planet because you, there are basically everyone is required on this planet, let me put it that way. But what you offer is something only you can offer, pile number 5, because this kind of vitality, this kind of generosity, this kind of enthusiasm, which just fills people with so much of happiness, even if it is for a day. Maybe after you go, after some time, those people feel so good, and after 1 hour they come back to, and they come back to normal, and they say, all right. But that 1 hour, you could change so many people's lives. People who actually wish to act upon what you say, they can actually make wonderful things out of your life, out of their lives. All right. So I appreciate you a whole lot, pile number 5. And with that, we come to the end of your reading. I wish you well, sending you lots of love and light, and a lot of confidence that you can keep giving others as well. All right? Bye bye.